Hello, so let's talk a little bit about color on D3. So for that, there is a package that you have seen me using a lot, that it's called D3 Scale Chromatic. It's part of the bundle on D3 version 6. You can incorporate it separately or as part of the bundle. And as you have seen in many of the examples I have shown you, it contains three types of color palettes. You have, and let's start actually in here. So it has continuous and sequential that has single hue, multi-hue. As you see, there's a ton of different options to choose. You have these ones that are multi-hue, as you can see in here. You have then diverging scales, cyclical scales, and categorical scales. So the key of using color, like the most basic thing that you can use, is that since especially people like us that are experts on this, because this could be a topic for a whole class, it's using these standards. So if you have a quantitative variable, the most common scales that you want to use are scales like this, okay? You can also use some of these at least. And some people have started using some of these, but you have a very good argument for that. The other one is like if you have a quantitative variable, but that one has two like diverging ranges, like the diverging scale. So in that case, you can use a diverging scale like this one. Then you can, if you have a categorical variable, then you can use a categorical one like this. Now, there's also stepped versions, I think. This is what this one shows. So yes, as you can see here, like each one of these also has a version that has like up to 11 colors, as you can see. And then there is other tricks that you can use that are fine in here. This is the other notebook that I was showing before. And I recommend you taking a look. It's really impressive, the type of things that Mike Bostock does in here. Especially it shows you how to create different colors, converting things using different color scales and hue, saturation, and lightness, I think is what that is. But for instance, one of the tricks I like the most of this is that you can quantize a continuous scale. So I've been using that trick a lot whenever I have a visualization that needs a categorical needs color for a categorical variable, but I have a lot of them. So for that, you can use something like this one that's interpolating in HCIL, but you can also do that with something like, for instance, interpolate spectral, for instance, not Sine-Bow, but spectral. And this one doesn't take any parameter. And then in there, you just say how many colors you want, and then boom, you get them. So there is another one that you can use that I think is color cube helix, and then you have this one, and you also have cube helix long, maybe. Will this one work? No, that one doesn't work. Maybe it takes a parameter. So yeah, that's a trick that I recommend you using. Here are other techniques that are quite nice that you can use, saturating a color. So you can take one scale and then make it lighter or darker, like using this trick. So it's quite nice. Take a look at that notebook. So again, it's the one working with color, and the other one is the color schemes. Finally, there is a notebook that it's called Color Legend, that I have been using a lot as well. You just import it this way, and then you just say, I want a legend, color legend like this. You can put a title, and then it will display the legend for you. It has versions that work with different scales, as you can see in there. And it also have versions with swatches that work with categorical variables. So those are some recommendations that you can use for working with color with D3.